Now, until last month, when she lost her job as business secretary, Andrea Leadsom was one of the key figures around the cabinet table. And just before we came on air, I asked her how she judged the government's handling of this crisis, and particularly that impact on business and the economy of the lockdown.
There is no doubt there will be a hit to the economy, but nevertheless, what's absolutely vital is keeping people's lives and livelihoods as safe as we possibly can. So in the first instance, everybody must take account of government advice to stay at home as far as they possibly can. And if they can work from home, then that's absolutely what they should do. But at the same time, we do want to make sure that businesses survive so that when we get through this, they will be able to pick up again where they left off.
Do you think businesses then should be allowed to carry on trading and working as long as they do it safely? There's been a discussion, hasn't there, about construction sites. You know, does a construction company building student accommodation regard that work as essential to continue?
The key point here is that where people can work from home, they should. Where there are types of activities that inevitably bring people close together, then those have been required to close down. And where businesses can carry on with social distancing, where employees and management are kept safe from the risk of spreading coronavirus, then they can continue to do so. So I do appeal to all businesses. If you are still bringing people into work, you must ensure that they are socially distancing, which means that they are keeping 2 meters apart from each other at all times.
Do you not think, though, that there will be some businesses now which will find it difficult to come back after this? Not just the hit on them individually, but we could be heading into a recession.
As I say, there will be a big hit to the economy. There's no doubt about that. I mean, you can't close down so many businesses and not expect a hit to the economy. But in the short term, you know, I think although it is problematic for businesses, they are very flexible, and already many are looking at other things that they can do. So we've had some fantastic offers, for example, from Mercedes in my own constituency, who are looking at turning their engineering and design skills towards making respiratory equipment and ventilators. We've got brewers turning their hand to making hand sanitizers. So
you mentioned those offers of essential help for the government, but there have been a number of companies who say, look, we've offered to make or source ventilators. We told the government about it, but we've had no response. Why are some companies offering help and then hearing nothing from the government in return?
As I understand it, over 3,000 businesses have offered help in various ways to the government. So, yes, it is, of course, a logistical issue with over 3,000 offers. What the government's done is to produce a smart questionnaire for those offers to be fielded into, that then civil servants can search for particular keywords and then find those offers that fit the criterion for whatever the government's looking for. So it will take a little bit of time, not too long, but certainly where those offers are coming in, the government's seeking to turn those around as fast as possible.
How do you stop businesses raising prices on items that people desperately need at this time? You know, there has been some profiteering. What would you like to see the government do about that?
I'm completely disgusted by the behaviour of what I do believe is a very small number of businesses who are seeking to profit from this. And there are trading standards who will want to look into any potential abuses that are against the law. And I'm quite sure that the government will be taking a close, careful watch over any really problematic issues of profiteering. But this does require a national effort. It requires every one of us to pull together to try and defeat coronavirus. And I do see evidence of very good and very honourable behaviour, actually, from businesses who are genuinely seeing that this is a problem that we all need to work together on.
If this is all over, the government wants to forge ahead with the infrastructure spending, taxes will have to rise, we're likely to be in a recession. Isn't it inevitable then that the UK's transition to its new relationship with the EU will have to be delayed?
Not necessarily. I think that will be a question for Michael Gove as the head of the department that's primarily negotiating the new relationship to consider. But it's important that we continue to honour the arrangements that we've got in place. It's just far too early to start thinking about any question of deferring that transition period.
Yeah, the timetable was incredibly tight, though, wasn't it? Even before the coronavirus outbreak. I mean, would you personally mind if it maybe shifted on a few months rather than, ending in January as planned?
Well, I think it's really important that we resolve the issue over the European Union. We've already left the European Union and we're in that transition period. And it's important that we put this all behind us and move on with a strong, new, comprehensive relationship with the European Union. And I think we should seek to do that by the end of this year.
That's the former Business Secretary, Andrea Leadsom.